Yo, what is going on, guys? It's PuffyFish667 back with another video, and in today's video I have a tips and tricks guides for Kings Canyon. At the time of this video, Kings Canyon will probably be in the game. It won't be in the game for long, but I know all of you guys, including me, are going to be grinding the hell out of this. So I want to give you guys some tips and tricks to play Kings Canyon, because it is different compared to World's Edge. For people who've never played on it before, you probably might not know how it plays out, and even just, people who haven't played on it in ages, you might have just kind of lost touch with that beautiful map. So I just wanted to give you guys some basic tips and tricks. I even fished out some super OG gameplay. This was like a 26 kill game I got like almost a year ago now. Pretty solid with the good old broken Pathfinder hitbox. But yeah, without further ado, we'll jump straight into the first tip. So the very first tip I have for you guys is to watch out for those third parties. Now, if you've played Apex, since the beginning or pretty early on, and you still play, third parties have gotten pretty bad, over the seasons. As just teams get more confident, they're more, happy with their gun skill. They feel like they can, just frag out instead of waiting to placement and get that win. Third parties have been a real big problem. It's a part of a battle royale. It happens. You can't really do much about it, but you got to admit it's pretty damn annoying. And third parties, they're an issue on World's Edge. It happens a lot, but the reason it's going to happen way more on Kings Canyon is for two reasons. One, World's Edge is 1.5 times bigger than Kings Canyon. That means, there's going to be people way more spread out over the map. So that means there's going to be, people not hearing your gunshots just because everyone's so spread out. But on Kings Canyon, you're going to be a lot closer to people at any given time. So, people are going to come running straight to those gunshots. And I guarantee, especially around bunker, you're going to have some pretty hectic games. And another reason is the map design. With Kings Canyon, it really flows a lot more. There's a lot of tight choke points that you kind of have to, if you want to get on the other side of the wall, you have to go all the way around this choke point, which gives a bit of the enemy team's time to finish the fight and, get the third party done. There's not too many of those in Kings Canyon. It is a lot more open, which means teams can get to you way quicker. So third parties are going to be an issue. They're definitely something you're going to have to look out for, and always go into a fight, especially that mid game when the first circle, second circle is closing. Just be careful of those third parties. So my second tip for you guys is to prioritize more medium to close range guns over those snipers. And I say this because Kings Canyon was designed with close quarter combat, getting up in people's face in mind. World's Edge, on the other hand, it was designed more for sniping long range fight. This is what the devs have said. They wanted World's Edge to be a different, kind of shift in the way we play, a change in the meta. So going back to Kings Canyons, you're really not going to find snipers as useful as they are. You're going to go into a lot of fights where you wish you had that, PK secondary, or that even just an AR secondary where you could quickly switch out and finish an enemy off instead of, that Sentinel. But that's not to say don't use snipers. They're definitely, still places in Kings Canyon where snipers are viable, but they're just really not as good as Kings Canyon, especially with the map design of Kings Canyon. They're a lot more counterable because Kings Canyon has a lot more kind of places to, kind of cut and weave through to dodge enemy fire, where World's Edge is really open, so snipers are really good, can put out a lot of suppressive fire. There's not that much of that in Kings Canyon. So definitely, still use snipers if you want to, but try and prioritize those close range guns where if you need to switch it out in close to medium range, you'll be fine. So my third tip for you guys is to use the buildings to your advantage. Kings Canyon buildings are a lot different to World's Edge. World's Edge kind of focuses on kind of taller buildings, ones that are really hard to navigate around. Kings Canyon, on the other hand, buildings like the small ones in Skulltown, I think they're at Slum Lakes, they're scattered all over the map. In Cascade, you can literally climb on the roof with one climb, any character, no revenant needed. And if you're watching the gameplay now, you'll see what I mean. I always use these roofs. I love them. It's one of the things I miss about Kings Canyons. You could be in Skulltown, quickly get out the door, get up onto the roof, and you basically have this safe area because they have to climb up to you. And when someone's climbing up to you, even if you have no shield and they are full purple, they are always going to be at a disadvantage. advantage. So just navigate around the small buildings, use roofs to your advantage. You don't have to do the complex kind of climby stuff that you see in places like Capital and Skyhook with those really tall buildings. It's really simple in this map, is just getting out and getting on a roof, holding that roof as well as possible. I miss these buildings so much, and they're going to be one of the most favorite things to come back to. So my fourth tip for you guys is to really place a big emphasis on stacking those nades. Now, in World's Edge, I already place a huge emphasis on carry nades, and I make sure I always have a stack, you know, at least towards end game. But a lot of the time they don't even get used, just because the fights are so long range, and you really only push up when you know do like tons of damage to their whole team, or you get like 1 or 2 knocks. So sometimes you don't really get to even use them or get to use their full potential. But with Kings Canyon, you know, those close quarter fights, a lot of the fights you're going to get in will be within grenade throws. That's just how Kings Canyon played out. And you know, any pro top tail player will tell you that a grenade can literally make it from the worst fight in the world to the best for you. A grenade, just even one frag, can literally change the whole tide of the situation. And they're such a useful tool if you know how to use them correctly. And I really think it's a really good idea to, you know, maybe drop something out, drop an ammo stack, drop some cells out of your inventory just to carry another stack of grenades. So my very last tip for you guys is to enjoy it. You know, this is Kings Canyon. This is the OG Kings Canyon. This is where it all started. So, you know, just enjoy it. We don't know when we're going to get Kings Canyon back. Yeah, sure, we'll get it in ranks. But, you know, if you're in Platinum or above, it's going to be sweaty. You're not going to, you know, have the time to appreciate this map, have fun on it, slay out with the boys, have some fun with some friends, you feel? So just enjoy it. I better catch no one at all in World's Edge. I want to see everyone enjoying Kings Canyon, and for the people who haven't played it, you guys are in for a treat. It is such a sick map, and I love it and I miss it. But that is it from me. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And there's a bit more to this gameplay left. If you want to watch some OG Puffer drop a 26 bomb and 4.7, I think, thousand damage, just keep watching. But that's it from your boy. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bro, he just popped a finisher. What a toxic cunt.
Frag out. I am taking fire, friends.
Progress.
Phew. Inside the next ring.
Damn, that man is charging his peacekeeper up.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Well, I've seen just carry 11 shield batteries and 6 medkits. Yikes. I think that.
Care package
They have
being
no
delivered.
fucking clue, dude. They actually have no idea. I'm gonna do. I can tell one's gotta get me low, and that Pathfinder's just gotta fucking yeet up here.
Friends. Recharging shields.
Don't fucking do it, please. Like, I want you not to. I don't want you to die. Like, if he takes the zipline, he is dead. Like, I don't know if he realizes that, but if he takes the zipline, we'll die. Like, I told him not to do it, but like, they just don't listen. Like, if you take a zipline straight into someone, you are not going to live. Like, dog. What don't you get? Like, I tried to teach people to be better, but they just don't listen. Oh gosh. What the fuck? Back from here? Oh, this is gonna be a fun fight for me. The R99 fucking Prowler. There's only one guy. Epic gamer moment.
Grappling.
Yeah, fuck you. I can't tell this is like.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Oh yeah, I'm helping boy now. Fuck, these guys are annoying. Did he just loot? Big dick loot, but whatever. Gosh, I fucked that up. Dude,
Okay,
I
two enemy squads.
just wanna select
Deep
fire.
breaths. Wait, I don't breathe. Ring's not that far.
Fuck, I'm gonna
I
have to
love
take-
it when that happens.
Fuck.
The enemy's shooting at me. Recharging shield.
Len Artillery haven't left Cascades. Yeah, Cascades be lit, dog.
Only 10 seconds left. Cool. I am preparing myself.
What's up, bitch? I can't shoot like directly down. Like, it's physically impossible for me.
Care package being delivered.
Friends,
He dies.
giving my shields a recharge.
That dude's gone fast. Yeah, well, both of his teammates
Using
are
grapple.
done.
I am repairing myself.
Is that another team? It is.
One deployed. The enemies are shooting at me.
No, that's the worst.
Recharging shield.
Fuck you, you little devotion, you bitch. He actually hit me.
I am repairing myself. Only one more squad and me. Giving my shields a recharge. Repairing my damages. Just a minute until the ring closes. At least I don't have to wait for it. Recharging shields.
Nice. You learned artillery and haven't left cat. No, I fucking read that.
You are the Apex champions.
Yeah, that was a decent game. Very nice, very nice.